Man. New toys. Oh boy. Little early.
Your boys done leveled up, ain't it?
I
That's
didn't
what it
even do
look like.
nothing. It just literally it said, try new experience. Clicked on it. I was like, oh, okay. Restream
No,
got a smooth.
I think the last time I was on stream with y'all had y'all was on Zoom still.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So trying
Man,
to
I've been in the house 20 minutes.
I, listen. I understand. Like
Whew.
I see
Like when I
where I'm
say I've
shooting
been
from.
running, he look, Sam eating. Shit. My wife finna order some Popeyes right now.
Yeah, I
Give me
would.
some.
I talked about that Bojangles on Twitter. I just like I want y'all to know I tried the Bojangles. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reserve judgment because I did pull up in that thing like an hour before they closed. So
Okay.
they might be, they might be. I'm ready to go home. I ain't really care about like trust service. I don't care that like he ain't got no sauce to go his chicken fingers or this old rusty behind biscuit. I don't care about none of that. I just want to go home. I understand that. I've been there, so they get a pass on that one. But initially, I was ready to fight. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was ready to fight. I was
I
ready to
never
I
had
fight.
did.
Bojangles.
I used to eat it back when I was little. We had one right by the house. I used to go there for the honey butter chicken biscuit in the morning. Fire.
I like the Whataburger honey butter chicken biscuit.
This Bojangles was like that, but bigger.
Mmm.
It was huge,
Mmm.
like a real biscuit. And the biscuit was fire. The chicken was fire. Throw some jelly on
Mmm.
that, strawberry jelly. That's how you start your.
Mmm. That sounds
Well,
fire.
you know, I see Adam Silver is up here telling lies for 15 minutes. So
What do you say?
get
Oh,
ready.
you talking about before the game start?
Yeah,
Oh.
you know how they do. You know how they do. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get this thing kicked off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Gathering the Old Men podcast. Myself, TP, Marlo is on the way. Special guest Samuel Akem back again from the deep off in the mountains. Not them little bitty Colorado mountains, but real
Nah.
mountains.
We in the
Um,
Rockies, baby.
dang, I really just took a shot at that dude. My bad. Um, maybe not. So we're here. It's the NBA Finals. Uh, I will admit I have been. It's been difficult for me to pick this series. If you saw the basketball podcast, I apologize to Kyrie. He been playing. He been hooping, and that's all we ever wanted Kyrie to do was hoop.
Mm.
All your other stuff aside, it don't matter if you don't show up to work. And sir, you have been showing up to work and excelling. So that, hey,
You ain't got
um,
nothing to say, huh?
it's not really for me to say because he hooping. Like everybody who's focused on Luca, you focus on the wrong thing. I promise you focus on the wrong thing. You're gonna miss something.
So who's just showing up to work? That's my question. Who do you feel like is only showing up to work? Let's start there.
Jason Tatum.
I agree. I agree. You
He
know
putting
who
up
doing
30,
more?
but he taking like 30 shots.
You know who doing more than just showing up to work? Troy favorite player,
JB.
Derek
He
Derek
better not be
White.
scared right.
Nah.
Yeah, we gonna start. We gonna start early today.
Why is that your favorite player?
He is a career 12 points per game player. He is the definition of your vet. He's that role player.
How
Like
old is
here's
he?
20, maybe 26, 28, somewhere between 26 and 28. He
Let me
he
see.
so I'm gonna give him credit because from where he started in college to where he ended up, he worked his ass off to get to where he is.
He's
I'm not.
29.
Um, he is Pat Beverly 2.0. He worked his ass off to get where he is.
I
If
honestly would
Pat
say he's better
Beverly
than
could,
Pat Bev.
Pat Bev? No, I don't know.
if Pat Beverly could shoot,
I think he a little better than Pat Bev.
That is a terrible comp, Troy. Pat Bev? Derek White?
I'm gonna give Derek White Pat Bev. I'm sorry.
Nah.
You know what? If Pat, I'm gonna do him the same way I did Kyrie. This the series right here. This the series right here. Show me who you is. Show me who you is. Cause
We gon'
bro, we gonna it's come to Jesus not cause Kyrie in time.
You think he
And
brought the what is it? The sage?
I don't care if he brought the sage. It don't matter who he brought. What matters is who. Hey, Miss Parker. What matters is who the Celtics bring, because there isn't anybody in the state of Massachusetts that can guard Kyrie.
In the state of Massachusetts. So you don't think Drew Holiday can slow him down?
I was about to say, you don't think Drew can check him?
I know. I said state. I wasn't. I don't care if it's Boston, Nantucket. I don't care if it's Gillette Field. Ain't nobody in Massachusetts can guard Kyrie.
I didn't say shut him down. I want to clarify where we at with this. I said slow him down because Kyrie has been slowed down at times in his career.
He
As
has.
great of a scorer as he is, he does not fare the same against bigger guards that can move. This ain't Michael Conley.
I, I saw him wear out what may possibly be the next face of the NBA in the first game they played.
Man. I
Wear
don't know what Ant was talking
him
about when he said that.
out. So let's be clear. I think Ant is a excellent defensive player. He's probably one of the best two-way players in the league, bar none. Kyrie took him to school.
Hey, man, there's levels to this young man.
Listen, it's all fun and games until you running off screens. It is all fun and games till you running off screens. And listen, I know I said if Porzingis is healthy, it's gonna be 4-0. I'm sorry, Porzingis is healthy and he go in the paint. It's got to be two parts of that. He go in the paint where he has an advantage. It's 2-0. Please understand. If Kyrie comes off a screen and it's one-on-one with Porzingis and him, he's not gonna be healthy. It's gonna be a long night.
For who?
Everybody gonna be mad.
For who? Make sure I
There
ain't
go
muted.
Molo.
It's
There
gonna
go
be
Molo.
it's gonna be a long night for who?
For Boston, for everybody on Boston, and
I always think it's so funny when people talk about injured players. It's like you assume that Porzingis is gonna come out and play the way he was playing before the injury. This man ain't played in like a month.
I I think the part that we gotta really focus on, it ain't Luke and Kyrie, it ain't Jason Tatum, and it ain't Jalen Brown. It's the
The
role
others.
players. PJ Washington, Gafford, Al Horford, Porzingis, Derek White, Drew Holiday. Those guys are gonna be the story of this series because we know that Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown are gonna probably average about 65 points combined, and it'll be the same for Luka and Kyrie. What are those other guys gonna do? That's gonna make the difference.
I agree.
I am excited to see an NBA Finals for the first time in a long time.
What do you mean? Do you not watch the finals or something?
I
Oh,
watch
he's
it,
saying
but
he's
it's not.
excited about it.
It's there's no excitement to it. Last year with Denver, it wasn't. It was good, but I wasn't excited. The best big man in the NBA was playing. I was that didn't excite me. This,
What they win 4-1 last year?
yeah,
Yeah. That was pitiful.
This stupid ass camera
the
and what?
NBA stepped in. I feel like the Miami Heat would have been a different squad had a certain player been allowed to go to the Miami Heat.
Who that?
He's still on
Dame
that.
Lillard.
Yeah, Dame Lillard.
I don't know if he was going to move the needle.
He didn't need to play defense. All he needed to do was score. That's it.
Mm.
That is it. But I digress. We got a whole 7-game series. We got a lot to watch, a lot to talk about. Justin Jefferson got paid.
Bag man.
Making him the highest paid non-quarterback.
35. They gave that man 35.
Is it the most guaranteed, or is that still Jalen Waddle? Because they fully guaranteed Jalen Waddle's contract,
I think
76 million.
I think it's Jalen Waddle.
Well, his guarantee was 88. So if Jalen Waddles was 76, the 88
no,
number is
that's
higher.
88. No, that's he top. He top.
Okay.
Now, my question: in Dallas, um, we got some issues in Dallas.
Somebody got to go first.
Dak ain't got paid. CD ain't got paid. Mike ain't got paid. I'm pissed off if I'm a Dallas season ticket holder. It's like being a Buck season ticket holder.
At least I can drive to see my team. You jump ship and you got to catch 2 planes, a ferry, and a cart or some Amish people to go see your ragged ass team play, and they gonna lose. At least we in the fight. Shit.
I ain't even. You know what?
Wow.
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response.
Cause you can't.
Do y'all think Jefferson, not Jefferson, do y'all think Jamar Chase and CD Lamb are going to eclipse Jefferson's contract?
If
No.
If
I don't
they
think they
do,
will either.
No.
you can go ahead and put them teams in the cellar. Because Cincinnati need to. So T. Higgins.
I was about to say you got T. Higgins and Brandon Ayuk as well.
Yeah.
So
nope.
you know, Brandon Ayuk shouldn't come nowhere near none of these numbers. Nowhere near.
He's still on his rookie deal, ain't he?
This is last year.
Yeah, this the last year.
Last year.
Let's look at Brandon Ayuk stats for this year. He had 1,375 receptions, 7 touchdowns. I think CD was around like 15. So he's not that far off.
Hold on. I'm not saying that he's far behind him. I'm just saying if his numbers eclipse CD need to hold out.
Like,
there's no way.
He gonna hold out at Dallas.
Yes.
Do we think that CD Lamb is a top 5 receiver in the league?
So here's the problem with that. Your favorite whipping boy, TP.
I'm just asking a question. I'm asking a question. Is he a top 5 receiver? And if he's not, Then tell me the tell me the 5 receivers that are better than him. That would
Okay,
knock him out of the
so
top 5.
you got AJ
If he not,
Brown, you got Mike Evans, you got Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Debo,
you think all of
DK.
them are better? All of them are better than
Jefferson.
CeeDee Lamb.
No, I'm not. I'm just naming some of the top guys. I looking at the list. I think he definitely
Yeah.
falls within the top 5. I think he for sure does.
You know, I was just thinking because a lot of those receivers you just named are over 30. So
Devontae too. He's over 30 as well.
yeah, Mike Evans over 30, Diggs 30,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill 30.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see who else.
AJ Brown's the
Boy.
only one I think that I named who's not.
AJ Brown 29,
Yeah. Cooper Kupp, is he 30?
I believe so.
Man, I'm not doing
Cooper
this.
Kupp not the best receiver on his team though.
Man.
It's the system.
He's been dealing with injuries. He's been dealing with injuries.
There you go with that system shit. Here you go. Come on with it.
Yeah.
I'm lying.
Come
A
on
rookie
with it.
shows up. A rookie shows up and just put the numbers up with ease.
This is the same conversation we had revolving TD, right? Terrell Davis.
Don't get me started.
TV
Don't
get
go
mad.
there.
That
Don't go there.
zone blocking changed
Don't.
the game. They had a turnstile of thought. You know what? I'm not gonna do this. I'm not. He's not gonna get under my skin. He's not gonna get up on my skin today. He not. He not. And I ain't saying Terrell Davis didn't belong in the Hall of Fame. I'm saying that system allowed what 6 or 7 straight 1,000-yard rushers.
We cannot count Mike Anderson and Orlandis Gary, who hit like 1,003. They barely clipped 1,000. Terrell Davis put up 2,000. He had 1,000 more yards than the people you trying to say did well.
I didn't say they were better than him. I'm saying
No,
system,
I didn't. I know you didn't say they were better than them, but what I'm saying is you're saying that system makes 1,000-yard backs. There have been a lot of 1,000-yard backs, but how many 2,000-yard backs have we
what am I
seen
talking about?
that we can say that it was just a system? You gonna say CJ2K's 2,000-yard season was off a system? No. You gonna say Derrick Henry's was off a system? No. You gonna say Adrian Peterson's was off a system? No. Eric Dickerson, OJ. There's like you cannot say any one of them guys.
Offense. It was
I don't
Shanahan
care.
zone blocking.
Yes, it was.
Did TD ever play for another team?
No, he retired. Yeah, he got hurt and retired.
So we'll never know, Troy.
Ran him too much. Listen, that was if you are a one cut back, that was your system. All you need is one cut.
Yeah,
and you can off to the races.
You can have a pretty decent 4.2 yard per carry season in that offense as a mediocre running back. But the great running backs that they had outstanding seasons. 1,600 yards for Clinton Portis, 2,000 for Terrell Davis. Those were the outliers. And then they thought they were going to do the same thing with Tatum Bell, and it did not work. You know why? Because he was not as good as Clinton Portis.
He's not. He wasn't really a cutback runner.
Here's the thing about the system conversation. Is like the system can be the system, but you still got to show up and make the plays. Where was a receiver balling out when the year before Puka got drafted, when Cooper Kupp was hurt? Who showed up for them? I'll wait.
Hold on. So
I'll wait.
I'm trying to name the dude that came from New England who had 1,000 yards.
With the Rams?
With the Rams. He came from New England, went to the Rams, had 1,000 yards. What was his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about.
They went from the Rams
he got paid from New England. New England traded him. He either traded him or he signed a free agent with the Rams. He was supposed to be a deep threat.
Oh, you took
in what year?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I know you're not talking about Deion Branch.
No.
I think he's talking about somebody who played for McVay, right?
Yeah, played for McVay.
Are you talking about Allen Robinson?
No.
Nah, Allen Robinson came from the
The
Jags.
Steelers. Oh, the Jags. He who? I can't think of any Patriots
It
wide
was the
receivers that have
year.
went.
Oh my god, I can't think of his name, and it's making me mad now. It was the year before
What
that system.
ethnicity is he?
He's black. He was supposed to be a deep threat. He
Oh,
left.
Deshaun?
Not Deshaun Jackson. Oh god.
Man.
Oh my god. What Danny's in the chat showing that. She said Brown is basically a 45. Oh god, them Eagles fans. Oh man. Michelle?
Nobody really had a season like that. Nobody really had a season like that until Cooper Kupp. There was nobody really balling in that McVay system. So I think the system may lend itself to people having good seasons. But at the end of the day, like Cooper Kupp was the one who did it for them.
I wish I could have seen Odell in a full season in that system.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
That would have told me everything I needed to know about that system. Because Odell pretty much should have been, had he not got hurt, he would have been Super Bowl MVP.
Tavon Austin.
They drafted
Sammy Watkins. Robert Woods
was drafted by the Chiefs.
Robert Woods. I think he had 1,000 yards that year. Because he went
what
from
year
New
are you talking about? 2017?
I think it was 2017, 2016, 2017. He went from New England. Then he went to the Rams, had 1,000 yards, and people was convinced that he was a superstar. And then I think he went to TP team, and they got rid of him quick.
2017, he had 780. He also tore his knee up too, recently.
He's still there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's still with the Texans.
But
I mean, he ain't gonna see the field, but he there.
Miss Wright, Brown is a very good wide receiver. He still got a good 6 years on his body.
I don't think so. I give him 3. He gonna be washed.
Wow.
I give him 3.
In 2018, Robert Woods had 1,200 and Brandon Cooks had 1,200. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
You're talking about Brandon Cooks. That's what you're talking about. You talking about Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is the one that came from the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
okay.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's talking about Brandon Cooks.
Oh, he the next great one. I was like, but everybody putting up numbers. How am I supposed to?
The numbers don't really back that though, Troy. I'm looking at the numbers. They don't really back that, brother.
He had 1,200 yards.
Yeah, one season. And so did Robert Woods. Robert Woods had 1,200.
And he went. And so they had 2 wide receivers that had over 1,000 yards. Hold on. With a mediocre quarterback. At the time, people called him mediocre. We're not saying that now. It's revisionist history. But at the time, they were saying he was a mediocre quarterback, just like the Bucs situation.
Yep.
All they had to do was get a quarterback, and they went to the Super Bowl, just like the Bucs. All they had to do was they had a quarterback. They need to get an offensive line. Once they got an offensive line, it wasn't no interceptions. Super Bowl. That's all they had to do for James. But some people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. But yeah, no, I don't know how that whole system. I don't know how to judge it. I do know if Bradford gets another Super Bowl victory, he going to Hall of Fame before Aaron Rodgers.
Bradford? You mean Stafford?
Stafford, I'm sorry, Stafford. Why am I thinking Bradford?
I was like, damn, Sam Bradford's back.
Yeah, no. That Georgia Bulldog get another Super Bowl. Yeah. And can we please address something that's been bothering me? They've been doing it on all the podcasts. They've been doing it on ESPN. They've been doing it on Fox. Let me sit up for this. Why y'all disrespecting and go Eli?
Who disrespected
On
him?
what planet? On what planet is Aaron Rodgers better than him? Yes, he got beautiful stats, but I
Better
seem
than
to
Eli
recall
Manning?
that's what they're saying. He better than Eli Manning. Hear me out.
He is. He is.
Hear me out. In order to be the man, you got to beat the man. If you're telling me Aaron Rodgers is the man, there were 2 wild card runs that some way meandered through Green Bay.
I'm not hearing it, Troy.
I'm sick of the excuses about Aaron Rodgers. The man got 2 Super Bowls against one, the greatest show that had ever hit turf, and 2, and then you can't even name his wide receivers on the other Super Bowl.
Who? Eli?
In 2011, I
Yes.
think he's talking about.
No, there's no way you finna disrespect Plaxico Burress and Mario Manningham. There's no way on God's
And
green
didn't they have a young what's the name? Dancing Hispanic brother.
He wasn't on either one of those Super
No,
Bowl
he
teams.
wasn't on
He
any
wasn't?
Super Bowl team.
Okay.
You talking
Him
about Victor
and Tiki
Cruz
Barber
though?
were not on a
Yeah.
Super Bowl team.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
talking
Victor
about Victor Cruz? Nah, he wasn't on that team.
Okay.
But nah, you not finna disrespect Plaxico Burress just because he shot himself.
Nah, what you not gonna do is disrespect Aaron Rodgers.
Again, where
Aaron
are
Rodgers.
all these accolades? Where's the Super Bowls? Show me the Super Bowls. And if you're telling me Eli's a bum, why the greatest gift to quarterbacking couldn't whoop him?
Let me ask you this. You give Aaron Rodgers the defenses that Eli Manning had. How many Super Bowls does he have?
Eli made the plays. He made the plays. Super Bowl MVP. He beat y'all GOAT twice.
How often does the quarterback not get Super Bowl MVP?
So, you know what? So y'all gonna tell me
Patrick Mahomes threw for like 180 last year and got Super Bowl MVP. What are we talking about?
So you're gonna tell me that the man who beat the man sitting next to the man ain't the goddamn man.
I just know what I saw from Eli. I know what I saw from Aaron Rodgers, and I take what I saw from Aaron Rodgers over what I saw from Eli. Despite the wins in the big moment.
Eli has had the greatest runs of Super Bowls of anybody. He ain't win these at home. He won all of these on the road. On the road.
How many league MVPs does Eli have?
Stop telling me about stats. Winning
Marlo.
matters. I want winners. I can't win with Aaron Rodgers. He done showed me that over and over and over again. And then how you be a loser and be a prima donna at the same time? I will take the all shucks dude who will beat the prima donna 7 days a week, even on Sunday. I'm trying to figure out. There are stats, and then I know what my eyes tell me. I saw this man go on the road 4 games, twice to the Super Bowl.
Let me ask you this: without Super Bowls, does Eli Manning make the Hall of Fame? Does his stats get him in the Hall of Fame?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It is the runs that make him great. It's not the regular season. It is not the regular season. He's average in the regular season.
You know Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, right?
How many players in the Hall of Fame only have 1 Super Bowl?
It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
Quarterback wise.
It's not a lot. It's not.
So if is that the case, Drew Brees ain't gonna be in the Hall of Fame?
Right.
No, Drew Brees is gonna be in the Hall of Fame because he's a Bucks killer. That's why he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
Your assessment is flawed, sir.
He's a Bucks killer when the Bucks were terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, you played. Listen, They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. The Bucks
Oh,
got a
now
payroll.
here
The
we
Saints got a
go.
payroll. I'm not trying to hit. Oh, he was down. Wasn't nobody saying that. Every time y'all talk about my Raiders, don't nobody say, "Oh, they was down." Oh, they trash. Nobody don't give a shit. You was trash. You was just trash.
But the Raiders, that's they regular. So when they was up
I'm sorry. How many winning seasons the Bucks got?
a
How many?
lot,
Oh my god. Okay.
hell, we beat the Raiders for a Super Bowl.
Hey, Marlo. Quick question. Quick question. What got us kicked
Beat
off
your,
there? What got us? Was that a Raiders victory? I'm pretty sure that was a Raiders victory.
they beat y'all with your coach.
I ain't gonna say. I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna say no names. But we're losing focus. Eli, the disrespect of Eli. Come on, man, y'all. So you mean to tell me a dude to go on the road for 2 Super Bowl runs against arguably the greatest quarterbacks of all time don't get no credit? He beat Aaron Rodgers, the greatest thing since sliced cheese, twice on the way to the Super Bowl. He beat y'all GOAT twice. What are we doing, man? We can't give Eli no love.
You know, I always give Eli love. Always.
It's the
I
way.
don't. You know,
It's,
I think the disrespect does have to stop because Eli did what not a lot of other teams would have been able to do. He beat an undefeated Patriots team with Randy Moss, who had just broke the single season touchdown record. That team was built to win. They really didn't have any holes. The only hole that they ended up having was the fact that the Giants could put pressure on Tom Brady without blitzing. That was their downfall. They were able to send four, Justin Tuck and the boys coming up the middle, OC on the outside, and they caused a lot of pressure without even sending five people. That's how they beat Tom Brady. Not to mention key third down conversions by Eli. The last drive, that catch by Mario Manningham was insane. And then to top it off, they left Plexico Burrs in one-on-one coverage with Asante Samuel, and it did not end well for the 5'10" corner.
who thought Eli wasn't gonna see that? Do y'all know who his dad is? Of course he was gonna see that. The man is quarterback royalty, and we talk about him like he. We oh my god, we talk about him like he Trent Dilfer. Like it's Brandon Jennings gets on FS1 and goes on and on about the greatness of Aaron Rodgers. We don't want to talk
Wait,
about when you and Aaron Rodgers fell out because Aaron Rodgers decided you didn't need the ball no more. We conveniently missed that, and my old ass remember because I was like, "Why you don't throw the man the ball? He got 1,300 yards, or whatever it was."
wasn't that James? Isn't James Jones the one on FS1?
Is that hold on? What's the guy? Is that the guy with the fade? I thought it was Brandon Jennings.
Let's see.
Is that the one with? Hold on.
You said Brandon Jennings is the one on FS1?
Hold on. Let's see. The cast is. Just give me the pictures of the cast. All right.
Yeah.
So it's George Taylor.
Brandon Jennings is the basketball player.
Hold on.
I can't remember what his name was Jennings, but I can't remember what his first name was.
It's not Brandon Jennings. What is his name?
Yeah, Brandon Jennings was the point guard
for the Bucks.
Greg Jennings. Greg,
the receiver.
Yeah. Yep. Greg.
Number 85.
Greg Jennings.
Yeah.
Greg Jennings.
He is an analyst on FS1. Okay.
He put the team on his back though. That guy.
It was all good until he tried to get paid. It was all good till he tried to get paid. Then things went left for him. It went absolutely left.
Greg Jennings was a good receiver.
He
He
was. He was a good receiver.
he made a lot of plays. You know, he was fast, great routes, good after the catch. I like Greg Jennings. Probably one of the top 3 receivers the Packers have ever had. To be honest,
So I don't.
he was
You
better than
got
Sterling. Don't give me Sterling because he was better than Sterling.
what?
He
I'm not
was.
doing this. I am not doing this. Sterling
What?
Sharp starts Green Bay Packer wide receiver greatness. It starts with Sterling.
Facts.
Had it not been for the injury, oh my God, I'm about to speak heresy. We talk about Jerry Rice very differently had it not been for the injury.
Mm.
Sterling was fast, big, and physical.
And then you got what's his name? Dude with the different colored eyes. Cobb. You got Cobb. You got Devontae Adams. You got Jordy Nelson. Like, I don't even think Greg Jennings barely
Fuck
make the
Jordy
top
Nelson.
5.
Fuck Jordy Nelson. He should have stayed his ass in Green Bay. We did not need him to be a Raider. He could have stayed in Green Bay. Jordy Nelson. Overpaid for him. Anyway,
You sound upset.
I'm bitter. We overpaid for him.
Who was the other option?
It was so many other options. It really was. When we got him, it was other options. But the speed receiver that was out there, we couldn't afford. We couldn't afford him. We just couldn't. And when we made a run at Plaxico, I don't think he was passing physicals. I think that was the issue with Plaxico. But
Nah, that was at the end of his career. He was like 240. He was overweight, out of shape.
so
He got his ring and was like, "All right, I made it."
I mean,
It happens.
yeah. I mean, I thought he was going to, after he did what he did to Florida when he was at Michigan State, I was like, he going to be great. At the very least, I'm a fan because what he did to Florida was just disrespectful. Like, it didn't matter who they put on him. It just didn't matter. I don't know if I think we lost Marlo. So I ain't going to speak ill of the Bucks right now because that just won't be fair. So I guess we'll talk about it since I'm thinking about what we was going to talk about this morning, and I wake up at 7:30. I look at the news, and apparently the Lakers want a Hurley. They want basketball dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should
Now,
do that.
to be clear, this is not a done deal. It's not a done deal, but their talks. They've made a offer.
The report said that he's the top of their list. Like, he's been their
He is the
number one
top of their
option
list.
since Darvin and Ham got fired.
How many times have college coaches came into the NBA and excelled?
It is not often.
Not often at all.
I mean, who can you think of that has excelled at all? I think of what's his name from Florida, but he hasn't been like super successful. Billy Donovan, he's been like marginally successful.
The only one that has been great, let's be fair, the only one that has been great with 5 Hall of Famers was Paul Westhead. He's the only one that was great.
Before my time.
Kind of before my time, but when I was old enough to understand basketball, Paul Westhead had a system, and later on he goes on to coach Loyola Marymount and those crazy 120-point scoring teams in the early 90s. But that's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that, like, actually Larry Brown. Larry Brown, but I can't remember when he went to the NBA again because he danced around the NBA in college a few times. So, but Larry Brown, Paul Westhead, and then I struggle for everybody else.
Yeah, I can't even think of one in the modern age that has been successful after going to the NBA from college.
It's not. It's not all. It is very rare.
I mean, you
Very.
even think about football. I mean, it barely happens in football too.
You see, Nick Saban took his ass back to college.
Well,
Pete Carroll did win a Super Bowl
Yep,
in
got
the
to count
NFL.
him. Got to
Yeah,
count him.
Pete Carroll did win a Super Bowl. We're gonna see what Jim Harbaugh is able to do.
He went to a Super Bowl though.
Jim Harbaugh,
Yeah, against the
he
Ravens,
did.
they lost
It
in
lost. Yeah,
2012.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We get to see him second chance because
right.
he went to college, won a national championship. So like, he knows what it takes to, win at the highest stage because they did have to beat Alabama. They
Yeah.
didn't have to beat a scrub team to get to the championship, and then Washington really shouldn't have been there, but I'll save that for another day because I still got choice words for Mr. Sarkeesian. So I'm gonna let that one ride. They did what they were supposed to in the championship game, and he won the game. Now he goes to Los Angeles, gets rid of all his receivers, and I don't know what that offense is going to look like. You got Justin Herbert behind a tattered O line and no receivers or running backs because Austin Eckler is gone too. I have
you
They
no
got
say
Joe
idea
T
what's
Alt
word.
going
though.
on.
You
The
can say
best
T
left
word.
tackle in the draft.
Wait, they got a couple linemen. They got Slater and they got. I mean, they got the rookie. We don't know what he'll be, but they got Slater, and then don't they have like an interior lineman who's pretty good as well, like a center or a guard?
Have you seen
Yeah,
the defensive lines in the AFC West? And you're gonna put rookies out there? Good luck.
Who
good luck.
who's on the
Chris
Raiders defensive
Jones,
line
Max
that we
Chris
fear?
Jones,
Crosby.
Max Crosby. We got what
I'm just
Wilkerson
giving.
from Miami. Don't
Yep,
I'm
worry.
giving Troy shit.
Christian Wilkinson.
Don't worry. Don't even worry. They're
It's
gonna
some
be dead
guys.
last. The
Wait, the Raiders just
Chargers
got
broke
Christian
my heart.
Wilkins. The Raiders just got
Yeah.
Christian Wilkins. Yeah, that's gonna be nasty. Him and Max. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm.
I like
Mm-mm-mm.
our defense this year. I
Who the
like our
Broncos
defense.
got though on their D line?
That is a
Nobody.
good question.
Mm.
I think the
Mm-mm-mm.
Broncos and the Chargers are tanking. If I'm being honest, I think they're tanking.
And you
Because
think the Raiders with Aiden O'Connell is going to be.
I mean, that's the thing about the Raiders. That's the thing about the Raiders is because, like, sure, Aiden O'Connell's the quarterback, but everything around him is ready to win now.
I
if
think.
Gardner
What's his name?
Minshew can be average, we make the playoffs.
They got
What?
Jacoby Myers. Did y'all kept Josh Jacobs, didn't y'all?
Nope. Josh
No.
No,
Jacobs
he's on
is
the
in
Packers.
Green
Mm,
Bay.
He's on the Packers.
We got we got
he is on the
Zuki. Don't worry
Packers.
about it. It's plug and play. We fine. We fine. Don't even
It's
worry about
Right.
plug and play sounds like 7-9
Yeah.
the disrespect
Sounds
to you.
or
about right.
7-10. My bad. I'm gonna give
No.
y'all an
10
extra
and
loss. I ain't
7.
gonna get them an extra
10
win.
and 7. Second place in the division, we make the playoffs.
Second
10 and
place in
7.
that division. Second place in the AFC West is not gonna get you in the
It's
playoffs.
not
Don't
at
get
10
to
and
the
7 is
playoffs.
absolutely
Not
not gonna
not
get you in the
not
playoffs.
not with the stacked AFC North
Facts.
and AFC East.
Facts.
Hold on. So the AFC. Oh my god.
Do
You
we need
got
to
the
So
put it?
Browns,
What?
the Ravens, the Bengals. Who else is in the North? I'm forgetting one.
The
Browns, Bengals,
Steelers.
Ravens, the
who's,
Steelers.
who
Those are all
is the
potential playoff
quarterback
teams.
for the Browns?
Deshaun
Deshaun
Who's
Watson.
Watson.
Deshaun Watson is coming off of a shoulder injury from his throwing shoulder.
They
He has not
still
played
had a
well
top
since he
three
was in Houston.
defense. They are returning the entire top
Let me
three
finish.
defense.
And they got the
The
defensive player of the
problem was
year.
not the defense with the Browns. The problem was the offense. The offense was offensive the moment the running back went down.
Of course.
They got Jameis
Of course
Winston.
it was, but Joe Flacco was one of the top 5 quarterbacks the last 7 games of the season. Go
Wait,
check the
Joe
stat.
Flacco got played and went to where? Indianapolis.
Colts. Yep.
Yeah.
So
He was one
again,
of the top 5 quarterbacks to end the season.
so Jameis, you're putting faith that Jameis Winston is going to lead them to the playoffs.
It's
No,
gonna
I
lead
don't give
who?
a shit about the Browns.
And we talking
Deshaun
about the
Watson.
North. We talking about the
Deshaun,
North, and Cincinnati hasn't signed their wide receivers.
they'll be there. What do you mean? We in
If
June.
they
You
don't
really think
sign T.
Jamar
Higgins,
Chase and T. Higgins ain't gonna be on the field come September?
if they don't sign, I'm not worried about Jamar Chase. They're gonna take care of him. I know they're gonna take care of him.
They tagged Higgins.
They tag Higgins.
Is he gonna hold out? Is that what you
He
is that
has
what
the
you
ability. I don't know what game it is now because it's the extra game. But before he could show up at what, week 7 or week 8 and still have his full season. The thing that makes Joe Burrow nasty is he can just close his eyes and pick a receiver to throw to. Oh wait, he ain't got the running back out the backfield no more because he's in Houston.
So my GP Ryan played very well as a spell running back for Joe Mixon.
Mind you, you talk about the Browns, you talk about Deshaun Watson. Who are they missing all season? Oh, wait.
That's my point. He's gonna be missing again.
Who?
Deshaun Watson.
I'm talking about Nick Chubb.
And that's how many? Hold on. How many
He'll be back.
season-ending injuries Nick Chubb has had?
I think he's only had 2. I think he's only had 2 knee injuries.
In the last, 3 years? He's a running back. They don't get unhealthy. They
More
get
healthy.
It's not as mamas don't let your babies grow up to be running backs.
Facts. They ain't gonna get paid.
Oh wait, that's another one we missed. Hey, guess who got an extension? TMC.
C-Mac.
He got an extension.
Okay. Nick Chubb, 2015 knee MCL tear, grade 3. And then the next injury was 2020. He had an MCL sprain, grade 2. 2021, he had a left calf strain. 2022, he had a chest rib sprain / pull. And then in 2023, he had a knee tear. That honestly doesn't sound that bad for a running back.
Go back to those consecutive years again.
2020 knee MCL sprain, grade 2. 2021 left calf strain. 2022 chest rib sprain / pull. And then 2023 he tore his knee up. That's 4 straight years. You're right.
So,
but I don't think some of those injuries are like super crazy though.
They're not crazy, but at some point you are saying to yourself, if you're being logical, the season is going to rest with Jameis Winston. And as much as I applaud him for what he did for the Bucs, since the Bucs,
what do you do?
We what? What is
what
he?
The
What,
hell
28?
he did for the Bucs?
How old is Jameis? What, 30 now?
What
he's
in
probably,
the
he's probably
hell
higher
did
than
he
30
do for the Bucs?
So now he needs a fresh start at 30. I mean,
he's 30.
Don't get
me
wrong. Rich Gannon did big things when he hit 30. Don't get me wrong. But he was also a lifelong bench warmer. So he was fresh when he had those multiple 3,000, 4,000 yard seasons.
Tom Brady did big things at 30. Aaron Rodgers did big things at 30. Drew Brees did big things at 30. Peyton Manning did big things at 30. I'm just saying.
Peyton Manning immediately fell off the cliff.
That was
But
closer to 40 though, wasn't it?
it was like 37 or something like that. So he fell off the cliff immediately. But these quarterbacks that you just named, they had established themselves as franchise quarterbacks. Jameis is now saying, I need to go somewhere so I can establish myself at 30. Now, I give him credit because is the other guy even still in the league?
Who's the other guy?
They got drafted with him. Oh my God, he was Tennessee quarterback, Oregon quarterback.
Oh, Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota.
He played on the Falcons last year, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was terrible.
No, the year before he was on the Falcons. The year before. Last year, he wasn't on the Falcons.
Last year, wasn't he on the Raiders?
No. 2 years before that, he was a Raider.
He was in the league last year.
He was on the Falcons last year. He was on the Raiders the year before.
Last year.
It was the Raiders the year before.
Oh, he's with Washington now.
Yeah, he's backing up Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Who should win that job. Like, let's not overthink it. Let's not overthink it.
Let's not.
If Mariota was that guy, he would have already been that guy.
So
facts.
He was with the Raiders 20 to 21.
Yep.
Because we paid that some bitch $9 million for showing up in a game.
You mad because he made $9 million?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so no, we were wrong, TP. He was on the Eagles last year.
That's what it was, the Eagles.
He was on the Falcons in 2022, so we missed the Eagles right there.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, the man has been below average his entire NFL career.
Yeah.
Marlo, hold on. Marlo, can you hear me? For some reason we got, you know what? I'm just gonna take my behind to Orlando and give Marlo one of my setups, and that be that. And he can't hear nothing. Hold on.
Can you hear me, Marlo? Okay.
So why the heck can't he hear me? That's wild.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear everybody.
Yeah, I can hear
everybody. I can see Troy, and I can see his moving his lips, but I can't hear nothing he's saying.
Troy, got this man Kristaps Porzingis in the game.
If Porzingis is in the game and he goes in that paint, it might be 4-zip. It might be 4-zip. Just saying. That is their tactical advantage that they have over Dallas. Dallas does not have.
He just got clamped up by Luka Doncic. Sheesh.
What is happening?
So what do y'all think about this this revenue structure happening in college football?
It's gonna make it interesting.
Very interesting. I think it'll really level the playing field though, because they put basically a cap on it. Like it'd be around like 20 million.
Yeah.
But still, like my question is like, so what does this do to not NIL? What does this do to Title IX? What does this do for walk-on scholarship spots? Like, there's so many questions to be answered about, like.
Well, Ole Miss already told us the answer. They have put on pause new construction on their stadium right now because they have to figure out the revenue. They told us.
Wow.
And so we got to be honest about this, right? and I went to one of them schools that played big time football. Um, we were putting away money for 2 years because we knew what was coming down the pike. One, and then also we knew we was gonna fight with them people.
You mean in terms of NIL, you guys were putting money away?
Yeah, we had already had in the works 3 NIL collectives.
Mm.
Now I don't know how or what's going to happen with if the university decides to do an NIL collective, because now you're that's going to require new staff. That's going to require, like, you literally going to have a salary cap manager.
Right.
You're going to have one of your recruiting coordinators constantly recruiting your players.
That's what I said. That's what so that's what I said, and I asked on my channel is like, does a coach become a GM, or do schools now hire a GM, a
You got
college GM?
you got to hire,
Because
and
that's the thing, but that's what we talk about with like professional versus college sports is like at college some college coaches are good because at college they get all of the control. You don't get that in professional sports. Now college is going to be semi-professional sports. So it's like, does a coach still want, like, because I could envision some coaches still wanting that power. So being like a Bill Belichick at the college level. Do you think we start seeing more of that?
so all right. So
So
I grew up in
like
Florida.
don't Kirby Smart have that much power?
No,
Okay.
He make that
there
much
isn't
money. He
a
damn sure better.
He
there
does
isn't
make
a
a lot of money.
coach.
But
There isn't a coach
but
in the
it's gonna
SEC.
be the rich get richer and the other schools gotta get their bread up.
Well, this is only going to be a Power Five thing. I think it's only going to be Power Five.
But that's just
So
it.
yeah,
The
it's just
rich
Power
gonna
Five.
get richer, and the other ones are gonna
So
have to get their bread up. Cause you got
here,
schools in Power Five conferences that they ain't got no Alabama money.
Yeah, but there's a
They ain't
$20 million cap, so you can only pay so much.
Alabama don't have
And
Alabama money.
right,
No, they
and the
don't.
question is like, is that 20 million for all of athletics, or is it just football? That's a
So
question
my
that needs to be
understanding
answered too.
is the 20 million is football, which
I don't
Okay.
again,
even know
like you
how they
said,
gonna be able to. I don't see how they can do it.
so a couple things
I
we
do
need to be
not.
honest about. We need to be honest about this is not new. Okay, we have been playing this lie of amateurism and big
Yeah.
time football when we know, and there are people in this show that have been affiliated with people who have never known what amateurism is, who have had people receive money on their behalf. So we play this game on amateurism. I live in Florida. I went to Florida State. I went to USF, and I've been friends with people who went to other big time schools. And when I tell you, coaches renting cars, coaches buying plane tickets for side chicks, the bodies that have been buried that just the cursory students know about.
You guys heard about the story of AJ Brown? Talking about how like on signing day there was like a brown brown bag on his front porch of money.
Yes, yes. The most famous story of all, which is funny because the entire Southwest Conference was on probation. Eric Dickerson had a burnt orange Trans Am,
Mm.
and he asked the coaches at SCBU, did he have to give it back? And they said no. What are they gonna say? He took our car and didn't sign with us. Sorry, TP. My bad.
They got the
My bad.
death penalty for that though.
Yeah, Miami should have had the death penalty. Miami is the Miami and Oklahoma is the reason there are no athletic dorms anymore. Between the
There
running
aren't?
of the drugs and the raping,
Yeah, it was a heavy rapey culture. Yeah, it was heavy on it. I've heard a lot of stories about the sexual assaults that took place in athletic dorms.
I think they still have athletic dorms at like Oklahoma State. And I had a friend at Louisville who said they stayed in like athletic dorms.
I ain't got nothing to do with your NCAA violations. I don't want no ads. Don't inbox me. It should have. Shut up, Troy. Anyway, good institutions. And by the way, if your ass is on probation, it's because T Boone Pickett died and y'all just not handling business like it used to. So let's not act like them boys was going to Stillman, Oklahoma to hang out and be cool.
My brother went to Oklahoma State.
They weren't just going there because it was a great education. They wasn't going there because that man was 40. They wasn't going there for that. Who the hell?
Why were they going? Why were they going, Troy? Enlighten us.
Dig T Boone Pickens up and ask him. The man he is their greatest donor in the history of their school.
Stadium named after him. Boone Pickens Stadium.
That coach had no power. And that's what I'm saying. SEC coaches, it's a lot of SEC schools, they talk to the booster first.
Got to. That's where, I mean, you got to talk to the money first, Troy.
I know a school that said there is no way I'm having another blip, 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 blip as my head coach.
Where that at?
And had the $150 million to say something.
Sound like A&M.
No. Mama know where that school at across Gang Street.
Florida?
They didn't want Dion. They didn't want Dion.
It is in big time college athletics. It's the boosters. Not so much now because they're able to create collectives but the boosters, just because there's NIL, the boosters didn't go away. They didn't dismantle. They didn't disband.
I think the collectives might get pushed out due to the changing rules with like the revenue structure and like, I mean, they might have a different role, but like the need to raise money is not going to be the same because it's going to be coming from within the athletic department and the checks are going to be getting sent out by the athletic department.
So that's just from the school. Those kids still get additional money. Like the Supreme Court didn't change. So they could get, the school could be giving out $20 million and these kids could still be getting Ferraris.
Right. Dang, so it is still going to be the rich. I mean, the rich get richer because it's like we have 20 million that is already allotted through our university. That's like, that is on the books for them. Now our collective can raise as much as they want and they can pay on top of that. So it's like, say Clemson is offering you a minimum salary of $500,000 on their salary cap, whatever it is. And then, you know, Alabama comes in, it's like, we'll give you that. And we'll give you another 500 on the top from our collective.
Bingo.
Damn.
It's about to get wild.
Bingo.
Like everybody's all concerned. Oh, the school's going to handle everything. It's going to be the Wild Wild West.
They got to ban collectives. They got to ban them. If you truly want parity, you got to ban the collectives.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's not going to happen because they don't want parity. What is going to happen is the schools that have been on top because of their coaches, because of the fact that their boosters can slide a few $100,000 here and $1 million there, those schools will not be able to compete on the open market with Texas A&M, Florida State, Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State.
Had to throw Florida State in there, huh?
I only throw them in there.
I mean, they still got money.
The only reason I throw them in there is because I've seen some things and I've heard some things. And when I'm told, "Oh, we ain't going nowhere," and please, Florida State fans, I'm not throwing the team under the bus. Don't get mad with me. Don't at me. Don't get mad with
When
me.
you say y'all not going nowhere, you mean not out of
The,
the ACC?
the collectives have said we good, we're fine, we're in business.
There's some natural light going on in here.
Hey, Kristaps Porzingis out here cleaning shit up.
That's a dangerous thing together.
Porzingis is healthy. 4-zip.
All right, that was my outlier. I said if Porzingis comes back and he's healthy, I don't see the Mavericks making it to a game 7. I said Boston in 6.
TP nice. If Porzingis is looking this nice, 4.
Nah, Luka and Kyrie too good to
He's
get swept.
7-2.
7-3.
He was Wemby before we had Wemby. They
7-3.
thought Porzingis was gonna be Wemby.
Yeah, but he's nowhere near as athletic as Wemby is.
Nah.
Nowhere near. Even when he came in, he wasn't as athletic. Wemby is like a guard, but he's 7'5".
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Again, it's early.
Blocking floaters.
It's
That
early.
blows my mind. You can't even float the ball over Wemby. Motherfuckers just go up and get it. Y'all remember the movie Space Jam? Motherfuckers just going up high into the goddamn about to hit the damn screen in the middle of the stadium. That's how high he jumped. About to zap some of his power
That
so
is
I can
Wemby.
jump.
They're going to have to
dude
do
is
him like
insane.
they used to do Dikembe. You're going to have to dunk on him. There's no
He better be eating hamburgers.
No.
You need to shoot jump shots. The rim is on lock with Wemby down there. No dunks, no floaters, no lays, no nothing is going up on him. Man, should have won Defensive Player of the Year if we being real.
All right, we talked about this Tuesday, Sam. I said Gobert can't be the Defensive Player of the Year because everybody looked at him and was like, "Oh, he's sweet. I'm gonna try him." He got tried all year.
I see food. Look, it's barbecue chicken.
Bruh, he's sweet. He's sweet. I'm going in.
Man, Luka saw him and started licking his chops. Like, thank God they put Rudy on me.
When Luka looks at you and says, "I'm finna dunk on you," there's a problem. Because Luka don't dunk on nobody.
Major problem.
So
man can't jump on a curb.
I ain't saying it wasn't me. Don't get mad at me. Don't at me. I ain't saying
that motherfucker couldn't jump over a Tootsie Roll.
That's why he got a big problem in this series.
With Jaylen Brown in front of him.
He got a big problem in this series.
Let me say this. Let me say this about Luka. I watch a lot of Luka's game this playoffs. Obviously, they played by Thunder. They beat us. I'm very sick about that. We don't have to talk about it. But this man does way too much crying for me, man. Way too much crying. Like, can we just play basketball?
Down the court. Every time down the court.
Can we just play basketball?
Facts.
Apparently not.
Damn. Dallas is down by 17.
Getting their ass whooped.
I got some cats at the barbershop.
I'm not wrong often. I'm not perfect, but I'm not wrong often.
Man, I don't want to see another boring finals. I was hoping we would get one that was like fairly competitive. Like, I really liked that 2022 finals against the Warriors and the Celtics.
Don't worry. Luka is about to drop 20 in the third quarter, and it's gonna be a new game. Don't worry.
Right. This is not, bro. Like, this is my thing with the Celtics. The Celtics should have been won a championship. They have the best defensive team. Like, when you think about all the length that they got on that team, JT, defender. JB, defender. Drew Holiday, defender. Peyton Pitcher coming off the bench, defender. Al Horford is known for defense. Kristaps Porzingis is a defender. They traded Robert Williams. He was a defender. Like, they should have been won a ring already. Like, you can't score on these dudes if they really buckle down and play defense. Like, I don't know, man.
42-24. Wow. So do we want to talk about?
It's just fun to watch because they're trying everything in their power to keep Dallas in the game.
Right.
They didn't cause some bull, but this is lopsided.
So do we want to talk about the fact that Justin Tucker says he bulking up for the new kickoff rules since he noticed that the XFL kickers have been involved in 25% of the kickoff tackles.
Yeah, that's what the Chiefs special teams coordinator said, isn't it?
Yep. So we about to see some kickers have to make some moves.
Do you think they do that, or do you think they do what the Chiefs special teams coordinator said and like move Justin, like somebody like a Justin, what's his last name? Justin Reed to kicker? Like, I would think like teams would rather do that because you don't really need to kick it out of the back of the end zone. You just need to kick it in the return zone, like between the the goal line and the 20-yard line or something like that.
Line. Yeah.
So they can probably find a safety who can do that, you know?
True.
Can we bring back Sebastian Janikowski?
The fat boy?
Fat boy.
The dude that will knock your block off. I synced it. He did it at Florida State, and he did it with my Raiders.
I was gonna bring somebody else up, but I forgot you guys don't really like him.
Who, McAfee?
Yeah.
You know what? It's not that I don't like McAfee. He is doing what he's supposed to do. He's being a provocateur.
Oh my God. Oh shit.
That boy just caught a body.
I wish I could hit Troy.
I should call him. That would be like, I don't know why he can't hear me, but it may be a good thing. You know what? Hold on. You know what?
Hey, you see, Marlo. You see, Doncic tried to stand in front of him. JB made him get lost.
Yeah, problem.
Then put somebody in the basket.
Is Luka in the paint? Oh boy, they down bad.
Wow. Oh wow. He can't move.
Hey y'all, I'm calling
Two
Marlo.
people on the poster. Kyrie is one of them. Why would you even jump? Yeah.
What's up, homie? I know you can't hear me, but I just really wanted to say this. Man, fuck Tom Brady.
That's that motherfucker. You mad at somebody, so you call their house and you be like, "Hey, fuck you," and hang up. That's it.
That's like Kevin Hart on that Tom Brady roast.
Oh,
fuck you, Tom.
Fuck you, Tom.
It's so much that I respect about Tom Brady.
I would leave and come back in, but my video working when I came back this time, so I didn't want to touch it.
Oh god. I respect a lot of stuff that Tom Brady is doing with these younger players. Like, he is actually mentoring the younger players. I still stand by my statement though if Greg Olson needs some help jumping Tom Brady after work, I will
Man, they
volunteer.
did him dirty. They did him dirty, Troy.
This man won an award, and they was like, "Yeah, congrats, you still on the B team."
7
And it made him
million?
take a pay cut. Oh,
7 million? Like, nah, they would have had to fight me. I'm like, nah, somebody got to see me. 7 million?
Now what happened?
Y'all,
I ain't hear it.
So Tom Brady is with Fox, Marlo. Obviously, everybody's known that his contract, he signed his contract, I think, right after he retired or whatever it was. They knew he was going to be on the Fox as a broadcaster. Right. Greg Olson was previously on the A team, making $10 million for the season per year. He got demoted because Tom Brady got promoted to the A team. So now Greg Olson is making $3 million, taking a $7 million pay cut to be on the B team now. For nothing, for no reason, for not even for performance or anything. He didn't mess up. It's just the GOAT is here now, so you gotta move aside.
That's fucked up.
Wow.
It's kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie. Without Brady even proving himself or anything, I think it's kind of wild.
It's because it's Brady.
Exactly. What are you gonna say?
But the amount of money they paying this dude is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I was a seasoned
but
broadcaster, I'd be pissed off.
That's why I said you're gonna have to fight me. 7 million, and I didn't do anything to get demoted. Like people love Greg Olson. People love Greg Olson as a commentator. Like you have to see me. There's no way. Like
I'm flipping his Porsche,
man,
and daring him to fight me every day. HR gonna be like, come on, Troy, let it go.
mean, that's their business. Like it's Fox. They've been known to do some crazy stuff. So that's crazy to me. You pay this unproven individual. Like people are tuning in because it's Tom Brady. Like it's some people that absolutely love him. They got Tom Brady tattooed on them. But it's like 200 and something million.
375, 10-year, 375. Oh. She's making 37 and a half a year.
A year. He's stealing. Greg definitely was gonna be on the B team. You got to pay that amount of money. He might be on the D team. Like, sorry, bro. I know we said 3, but it's looking more like 1, 1.5, maybe.
Yeah. So Greg Olson's contract is different because Tom Brady signed a 10-year, $375 million contract. But Greg Olson, per the New York Post, Andrew Marchand, Olson's 5-year contract with Fox is worth $10 million annually when he's calling games on the number 1 team. On the number 2 team, Olson's due $3 million per year. So yeah, that's where the $7 million pay cut comes from.
So he got to go down to. Yeah, sorry, bro. You won't be on prime time. Not as long as Tom ain't doing nothing stupid.
That
Do you know the number of hookers I'm sending to Tom Brady house?
But I'd be pissed off if I'm on a nationally televised program and you calling me the B team. You must have got me calling Raider games. Some bullshit.
Fans, I gotta do this.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Fuck your owner, fuck your coach, fuck your mascot, fuck your fans, fuck all y'all.
Just like that.
That was rude.
Priscilla, I'm not talking about you. You good people. You good people.
I can't help it because your owner, that motherfucker can't own a little league team. He go fuck it up. That motherfucker got rid of all them
Hold
good
on, we got the
players.
Aces. What you talking about? Back to
And
back.
then when he did have a coach that knew what he was doing, that motherfucker told on him. Oh shit!
I can't talk shit the way I want to because he can't hear me.
I can't hear this fool.
I am cheated. But you know what? Whatever. So by the way, also NCAA news. Apparently the NCAA has approved on-field sponsorship and advertising.
Oh, they got approved?
Yep.
Man, I think the
I just
on-field sponsorship is good. I don't know about the jerseys.
I'm not cool with the jerseys, but if FAMU let me put Gathering the
You
Old
know how
Men
much money they're
podcast
gonna have to pay
on
them
the
people
field,
to
You know how much
advertise
they said a field?
it.
Go ahead, Marlo.
No, I'm just saying how much they got to pay the players to where they like. If I'm sponsored by something that's in competition with this person, I can't wear my sponsored stuff on the field. I'm not going to wear another somebody's sponsor I ain't getting paid from.
Right, but that's why they have the revenue share now,
Yes.
because you technically are getting a part of the revenue.
Yeah,
But I
they
get
would
what you're
have to show
saying.
me the
I get what
book.
you're saying, though.
unless it's FCS. And here is the deal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all this now. There is going to be a FCS president AD that's gonna like, look, we can come up on some money. We're gonna put these people logo on these uniforms and on this field. And Sammy gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna need my cut.
Now you on to something, Troy.
Because the only reason FCS players are not getting paid is because they ain't sued. But all them FCS games, all them HBCU games on ESPNU, ESPN Plus, ESPN2, built a whole network. All
There's
y'all gotta
money
do is
there.
so.
There's money there.
It's money for the conferences and it's money for the players
And for the schools.
and the schools. Like,
You know how much they said in the SEC? You know how much they said a midfield logo might go for? Like on a midfield where the SEC is? $5 million.
Damn.
That shit got to
that
be there
is
for the
school
whole year.
And they said the
athletic,
jersey patches could
Games,
go for much
soccer
more.
matches.
They said the jersey patches could go for much more. Yeah, I did notes on this on my channel. Let me look it up. They said I might be a little bit off, but it's crazy.
Should like all the old heads that holler about, oh, we should go back to. We ain't going back. These kids don't realize the money has always been there. Y'all just been lying about it. Because if T. Boone Pickens can give the school $500 million, there's another $80 million that can be given to the school. So cut the book, man. Shut up, Troy.
Yeah, so field logos at the 25-yard line are said to be valued at about $1 million. This is in the SEC, and the jersey patches are said to be valued around, like, the jersey logos are said to be valued at $5 million. But still, like, what?
Damn.
That's
They gotta make that money somehow. They just gonna start selling
and that's
off.
why,
Well,
and that's why they brought this up. And that's why they brought this up, Marlo. They said in the article that the reason they're thinking about jersey patches and field logos now is because of the rev share model. They need more streams of income to be able to cover for that, basically.
Damn.
Man, when I tell you that.
Damn.
So if they going for, just think about this, Troy. They go for $1 million at the 25-yard line in the SEC. Who's to say at the FCS you can't, HBCU, definitely HBCU, you can't get 500,000, 400,000 for a 25-yard line logo? Easy.
The number of cricket wireless ads I done seen with these championships, Hey, dog, y'all not getting another
Yeah,
fucking ad until you
this
put some.
college football gonna look a lot different.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's gonna look like the Deacons just got paid. That's what it's gonna look like, and that's what it should have been looking like. I'm sick and tired of Valley struggling. I'm sick and tired of all these FCS schools that's trying to figure out how they gonna make $1 million on the season. It is pissing me off because these schools are playing games for $4,500 or less in revenue from ESPN. Who is charging? This is this is the bullshit that they said on the podcast about what they charge for the. They said specifically bowl game, so I'm assuming the Celebration Bowl. It was going to be $78,000 for the Celebration Bowl. That's
That they were
fine.
gonna make?
That's how much they make on the ad.
What?
That's how much they make. But the schools are getting paid $2 million. $1 million of that is going to the conference, and the other million is going to the school. So I did basic math, right? Just basic math. If on an average game they made $19,000 per school in revenue sharing, that's before you get the conference split and everything else, right? At the end of the season, that's $734,000. Boy, that's a nice dent in the athletic budget.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a nice dent.
But also with a lot of these schools, you got to take into account. Yes, for football, that's a nice dent, but nobody really else is making money, so that dent's gonna fill up everybody else's cup at the school.
And, but if you have, and I'm gonna beat that dead horse again.
Unless you got
If
these
you
basketball
have a
schools.
coherent media rights deal, what are we talking about? We're not talking about. We are no longer talking about. Man, we can't stream track and field. Man, we can't stream cricket. We got a cohesive,
I have been
comprehensive.
think I have been thinking about that a little bit though, like with the TV deals. It's like, where is the money for these TV deals? Like, who are the TV companies offering these TV deals? Because obviously the Power Five get all the premium TV deals and all the premium TV slots. Next, the G5s get the next premium spots and the next times and everything else. The FCS and the HBCUs are getting the scraps
Let
in
me
terms of money and TV slots. So
let,
it's
let me throw something at you. I cannot, and unfortunately, I can't get the FCS information that are non HBCUs. I can't get all of that information. I wish I had. We think we're thinking about it wrong. We're thinking about it as, oh well, the SEC, they're the top. No, fuck that. What are the advertisers telling you? Because the advertisers tell you value.
yeah.
The advertisers say, oh, I know this demographic, they have a very high discretionary spending. So I'm about to throw my money over here to this group, and I'm gonna get a return on my dollar.
But then you know what I'm gonna
Every,
ask you, Troy? Because it sounds very sweet when you're talking about right now. Who the hell are these people in these suits selling? Because they obviously not doing their job.
so here is the thing that I said. Every conference that has a comprehensive media rights deal, the Big Ten, the SEC, they have TV people negotiating their media rights deal. You know who
Not
don't
their
have it? The MEAC, the SWAC, the
They got their
CAA.
AD, they got their communications director, they got somebody within the athletic department doing that. They don't have somebody who's done this for 20, 30 years, know how the media companies work selling it.
You don't go on trial for murder with Troy. You don't do that. You go get F. Lee Bailey. You go get Johnny Cochran. You get the people for the job. You don't go.
Right.
You're not taking your Ferrari to the toy shop. You're not doing that.
You're not taking it to the dirt to a dirt track either.
Exactly. So when you get people who do it, that's when it's gonna change. But my understanding is that people are territorial about stuff, I don't know. I'm trying to get the SWAC to invite us into the tent so we can talk, ask questions, and all of that. I filled
But
out.
also, that's another mouth to feed too. That's another job to fill. That's like somebody else you got to pay.
You know what? You can either pay now or suffer later.
It sounds easy when you're not the one in that. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate right here, but it sounds easy when you're not the one in that room trying to balance that sheet out, trying to balance that budget out. I'm with you. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. What do you say
It
to that?
it is you're not wrong. From the peanut gallery, it sounds simple, but you ain't gotta take my word for it. What did the SEC do? What did the Big Ten do?
There's a blueprint.
And on top of that, I've been saying for the longest, if the SWAC and the MEAC want to look at how this thing should go, just pay attention to Florida State. One thing I can tell you about Florida State, they about their money. What you're not finna do, you're not finna fuck off on their money. They're gonna let you know real quick in public. We've been quiet a real long time. Where the money at? What Bernie Mac say? Where the cookies and shit? Where the cookies and shit? So it's and I want to have like we gonna one day have a discussion of a lot of different people, so it ain't just me beating that dead horse. You ain't gotta take my word for it. Everybody's saying the same thing, but they're saying it in bits and pieces. And I'm like, yeah, y'all talking about value. And you get in a lot when we have this discussion about the business of sport, people get it mixed up with wins and losses. Listen, let me go ahead and tell you this right now. Florida State did not decide that they needed to leave the ACC when they was winning 10 wins. They decided that when our coach was losing to Jacksonville State. They decided that when we wasn't going to bowl games. That's when they made
And they also decided that when they saw that exit fee was outrageous.
So
they bought their money, right?
There is the business of sport and there is sport. I am a proponent of it is the people who are in charge of the business of sport to take care of the athletes. And you can't take care of the athletes if you don't have the money. I have watched I love Grambling State, but I watched Grambling fire their coach and then him complain about the school didn't have proper nutrition. Now I'm like, well, dude, you was in position to say, hey, these are our needs. How do we get these needs? Well, one of the ways you get those needs is get paid for doing the thing that you already do for little to no money. If you actually get the value that the marketplace says you're worth, and I don't mean what ESPN says, what the advertisers say, then you have resources to take care of these problems. And it's I am 51 years old. I discovered 2 years ago on Twitter that wasn't happening. And now I've been on this campaign. I wouldn't have never, the way I talk about sport, I wouldn't have never reached out to the ACC talking about, hey, can we come to, your media day? Hey, SWAC, I know I talk a lot of stuff, but can we come to your media day?
Maybe you need to be Florida State's media sales guy.
So they have killers when I tell you.
Oh, you talking about Florida State?
Yes, they got some for show.
That's probably why they're trying to get out of the ACC now.
So them dudes don't play. Like them ad rates, hey, you know what? We got this goal right here. We need to do X, Y, and Z. We need this goal taken care of. I remember during a losing season, we had a fundraising goal that did not get hit. And I was very concerned for the head coach.
His job ain't fundraising, though.
No, his job is not fundraising. However, all it took was somebody to mention that they wanted a coach who was now deep in the mountains. All of a sudden, boy, them numbers went way up real fast, and then people started talking about the coaches that they did want. I,
Money
I can't
talks.
explain it. I can't explain it, but it is what it is. Dear Father God, yeah, man, this series over.
Oh
This
yeah.
series over.
They was
Not
almost
a
down by 30. They was down by like 28 at one point.
not
This
not
series is
not in one game.
nah, but I mean, sheesh. Like
First
halftime, they
off,
down by 21.
Porzingis is dancing down the court.
Like, sheesh. Oh my gosh. Them boys is getting belt to ass. Them boys is getting belt to
I know. Um,
Not built to
to
ass.
to the HBCU people that follow the show, I I saw
They
a
must have
comment.
known I bet with them.
I saw discussions about what isn't being talked about. There are participants in the NCAA's championships that have a chance to win an NCAA championship. We do not cover specifically HBCU sports, but because we have that background, it's going to touch the podcast. Like I'm cool with that. There are other specialists that cover track, HBCU track, that cover HBCU tennis, all the spring sports. So I don't want to ever make anybody feel like I'm trying to jump in a lane that I'm not in. But also, I hear y'all, and sometimes with us just doing this weekly on this show, we don't get to touch everything. We just don't. And I can tell you right now, there are probably a ton of topics that hit big numbers, like that dude in the mountains. I try not to be about that dude in the mountains. It's not my
Who's the
goal.
dude in the mountains?
You know the dude in the mountains that might lose to North Dakota State. You know who that dude is. Anyway,
Man.
listen.
Y'all heard it from me first. I said they was gonna lose. When I saw the schedule, I said it in December. I said it in right after we beat them. I said it. I said North Dakota State got Colorado. You boys better watch out. Them boys better watch out.
I'm not saying this because I'm a hater or nothing like that. I love Dion. He is a Seminole. I don't care what he says. I don't care what his degree says. There is a Dion rule in the state of Florida. He is a fucking Seminole. That's that. That being said, I looked at all of the defections from Colorado and I looked at everybody that came in. Yes, they are talented at skill positions, but skill positions are not how you build a team.
Got to
If
start in
you
the
ain't got
trenches,
no
Troy.
big uglies,
Got to start in
them
the
big
trenches, Troy.
uglies give your quarterback time. The big uglies make all the skill position players look great. I saw one addition, one 5-star on that line that struggled last year.
They led the
That made
nation
you
in
change,
sacks last year.
offensive coordinators. Hey, the questions that I had about that offensive coordinator during the season, I no longer have now. That man got a head coaching job somewhere else. If he was that
He did
bad, he wouldn't have got a head coaching job. He got a head coaching job fast
in the FBS.
in FBS. Was it San Diego?
Where?
He went to San Diego?
San Diego's an FCS school. San Diego
Oh,
State.
hold on. It might be FCS.
Let's see. Yeah, San Diego, the Toros, they're FCS. They play in the Patriot. They're terrible.
No, maybe it was San Diego State.
Do you know his name?
Hold
Sean
on.
Lewis. He's at
Son
San
Lewis.
Diego State.
He's at, and he got that job quick.
Yeah.
So, and I had said when Deion went and got him, I'm like, this is going to be a fast paced running offense. It was never a fast paced running offense. That never happened because they never got the linemen to do the job.
They look good against TCU though.
Oh, they look amazing against TCU. And the thing about film, film tells everything. And the moment that TCU game was over with, everybody had a blueprint.
Oh yeah.
And they ran that blueprint into the ground.
Oh yeah. We bringing the pressure.
So, but I've done a lot of talking tonight. I apologize. It's I don't get the banter back and forth with Marlo because he can't hear me. But yeah, it's
Do you? Let me ask you guys this: do you guys think the G5s should split from the Power Fives?
Not if they want to compete for a championship.
But what if they make their own championship?
But would it really be a championship?
That's
If
the
you ain't
question
beating
that
the
the
best.
commissioners have been asking. Exactly. That is the whole discussion. They're saying, like, we never get to compete at the highest level with these big Power Five schools. But it's like, if we split, are people going to respect us?
Mm-hmm. Not unless your
so
name Notre Dame.
hear me out. Hear me out, right? Because this is actually taking place right now in the FCS, right? The group of five are complaining about not being able to compete against the top flight teams because if they can compete against the top flight teams, then they can go back and say, hey, our numbers, viewership on these games were X, Y, and Z. Our ad rate should be X, Y, and Z. Our value should be X, Y, and Z.
Because the CFP don't pay them nothing.
Exactly.
They get like, I think maybe $1 million or like 5 million max.
Yeah.
I think it's like 5 million max what they get.
So if you're not gonna pay the people, business is business.
But it's like, how much we're not paying you because you're not bringing in money. Like, your only value is the fact that you play us. I'm Alabama, I'm Michigan. Your value is because you play against us. Your value is not because of who you are. So it's like, if you split from us, your value decreases significantly. It's just what it is.
But their value is already in the dumpster.
True.
They've separated you. They don't even give you a complimentary name. They say the group of five. They're not the power five. They're not power two. They're the group of five, group of six. Let's put the ACC in there. Let's keep a buck. The group of six, they're not worth anything because they allow ESPN.
I'm not an ACC guy, but you can't disrespect the ACC like that. They're one of the only conferences to win a national championship in the CFP era, if we're being real. The SEC, Big Ten, and the ACC are the only conferences to win championships in the CFP era. You got to give them their disrespect.
100%. Now, why are they about to break up?
Money?
Exactly.
They breaking up because they don't have the influence they thought they had.
Which
They
means you
thought,
are a group of six.
yeah, they thought with the success that Clemson had that would trickle out throughout the ACC and they would get automatic bids into the playoffs. But as we've seen, they can ACC team can go undefeated and still get left out of the dance. That's why they're breaking up. That incited a whole controversy, and there was just a lot of talks about like how is this even possible if we're a Power Five school? No Power Five school should get left out of a playoff when they went undefeated, regardless of their quarterback being hurt.
But is that from
Fact.
people not respecting the ACC, or is that from the ACC genuinely being a weak conference?
Both.
I'll say it differently.
But they beat SEC teams. It's not like they were just trash. They beat Florida State had to start the year beating LSU, who had the Heisman
Exactly.
Trophy winning quarterback.
Exactly. So why don't people respect them? Is
Because
my
the
question.
business of
Be-
the sport is different than the sport.
Yeah.
The business says, hey, the ACC, there's no add value there. There's no revenue model there that I can take advantage of. I can't
Mhm.
sell Fortune 500 companies on Clemson, South Carolina.
But you can sell them on where is it? Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
The only time the ACC
I
had a lot of clout, they weren't even called the
can't
ACC.
sell
They were called the Big
Fortune
East, and that
500
was when
companies.
Miami was running shit. Miami and Florida State were both on top of their game. I'm talking about the early 2000s when they were the Big
Yeah.
East. Even Boston College was a team that people had to be worried about. But
Yeah.
those days are long behind us, and we're not going to see that with the current state of the ACC. That's why they're breaking up. Then
With
you got
the
Dabo
state of
over there running his mouth, talking about he don't want to endorse NIL deals. He don't think it's good, and
He
all this
don't
other
use the
shit.
portal.
Yeah, all this other bullshit. Like you ain't helping the conference by you talking like that.
You the
and get
marquee
beat by
dude in
doing
the conference, and you're not helping us at all.
And your name Dabo.
it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I wish it was me, but it wasn't me. It's, listen, we got we have to start having the honest conversation. Wins and losses is a beautiful thing, but that money, you're not going to work for free.
Never, ever.
So why are we asking athletes to go risk life and limb for little to no money on every level?
For the
By the
opportunity
way,
to make it to the NFL, the opportunity to get free. Like, I get what you're saying, but do we forget that these kids are getting a free education? Most of these kids are getting a free education. Do we
but
forget that?
but the revenue generated by these athletes vastly outweigh the free education. That two
One
hundred
hundred
thousand
percent.
dollar education, they're making that and then some on advertising dollars. For some
One hundred
schools,
percent.
it may not
Is
be
that
the
is
school
that
making the money. It may be ESPN or whatever streaming provider.
is that per scholarship athlete though? Are they making that much per scholarship athlete? Because schools, you're saying each scholarship is worth $200,000. Well, a football team could have 60 kids on scholarship.
Each
85 at the FBS level.
and they have to have
85.
$5 million. It's $5 million that they have to have for scholarships, right?
Hmm.
Now, let's just take the best HBCU football classics. So let's take the Orange Blossom Classic, the Bayou Classic, Magic City Classic, and
Magic City. Oh my
yeah, Magic
gosh.
City. It's that's I think that's the Alabama one, and there's another one. So let's
Uh,
take the top five HBCU games, right? Do you think
Yeah.
those games that are being broadcast on ESPN are not making $5 million? Are we that
gotta be.
naive that we think if they're not making $5 million?
They running those commercials, aren't they?
I was just asking the question.
Oh no, I'm just saying. So
We're gonna talk about numbers. You got to make the numbers make sense.
right, so the $5 million, the $5 million off one game that covers the scholarships for a team for the year. That's just off 5 games that we can think of, and this is the numbers that we have available to us. There's no telling what a Montana and a North Dakota State is going to get in ad revenue. There's no telling what a South Dakota State. Who's calling me? South Dakota State. This is Troy. Hey, I'm in the middle of a podcast. Can I call you back? That's okay. But I'm sorry. I was rude for that, but everybody know what time it is. Anyway, it's the money. Like, I want the players to be protected. The money that isn't going to the schools, that is going to these platform providers. They listen, it's time to pay up. I can't believe I'm about to quote Kanye. Fuck you, pay me. It has gotten so bad that these players have been taken advantage of for so long that the Supreme Court had to get involved. A conservative Supreme Court said, you know what? We side with the workers.
You got to. Literally, Joel Klatt was talking about this on his channel. Amateurism in college football is indefensible. The NCAA will never win trying to use amateurism with the model that they have in college football. It's never going to win in court. Nobody can back that because you look at it and you look at the structure. It's like, this doesn't make sense. These kids are the ones making all the money and you saying they don't deserve to make any of it? You're dumb. And you're look dumb every time you come to us trying to argue that.
Mm-hmm. Go and try to make money without them.
Why are we here in the first place? Because the kids in the pads. That is why we are here. Like, why are people watching? Because the kids in the pads.
Every day, anybody passes Ed O'Bannon, give him a hug. Give him a hug. Ed O'Bannon started this whole thing. The reason EA Sports canceled NCAA football is because Ed O'Bannon filed a lawsuit and it started to make traction. ESPN settled with the athletes faster than anybody because they have good attorneys. They saw what was coming. The NCAA did not settle until 15 years later because they could no longer drag it out.
9 years. Less than 9 years.
So you had, from one lawsuit, the House lawsuit, the NIL.
I think they were all three in the House, though.
Oh, they were all three in the House? Okay. So, yeah. But Ed started everything. And get that man a hug.
$2.7 billion. Should have been more than that, to be honest, because it traces back to 2016. You telling me 2016 was the first time a kid could have made money?
Here's what's hilarious, right?
Bush was making money.
Here's what's hilarious. We had people mad at college athletes because they couldn't play a fucking game. Oh,
you talking about a video game?
Football.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck NCAA football. Without these players, there would be no NCAA football.
Talk about it.
I'm sorry. I've been on one tonight. I apologize to everybody. Like this, I'm passionate about this because I see grown men my age talking crazy. Hey, Coach Reed, how you doing? I don't have no problem calling nobody out. Talking crazy, scaring kids.
Over
yesterday,
what?
Just scaring kids. Oh, well, these offers aren't for real. If you aren't the first or second option, they're not for real. Really?
Then what are they, for fake?
Yesterday, 11 athletes signed NIL deals with Adidas in Tampa.
Wow.
Hey, Sean, I'm going to be back. So I'm going to be clear for everybody. I'm back. I'm out of retirement. I'm back. When the game drop, it's fuck them kids. We run and stretch.
I'm bringing the wing tee back. You better stop playing with me.
So
I hate that they took high school out of it.
I hate that they took FCS out. And we know why they took FCS out. You still gonna have to pay. You might as well put them in. Because when you start creating schools and the schools are on EA servers.
I didn't even think about that, Troy. That they didn't put them in there because they don't want to pay all 134 teams worth of FCS players as well. 33. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's too much more money.
Wow.
But again, there are people who know money well, and they're waiting a month after the game drop to go, let's see which schools are on here that should not be. And they go through them created schools. Let them images be like anything.
Right. Let this look like me.
It's a wrap.
Oh, that's my skin tone. That's my likeness.
Right back into it.
He's got dreads. That's my likeness.
Right back in court. Right back in court. Like the man that was on a Zoom court hearing for suspended license while driving.
Did y'all hear what happened?
Hold on.
Did y'all hear? He never had one. He never had one.
Before we get into this,
he never had what?
He never had a license.
Can we skip last statements? I want to get into this. I really want to get into this.
He never had one.
Well, go ahead. My food getting cold.
The man never had a license. And he in court talking about his back hurt because he was in a car accident.
Talking about they ruining his image, Troy. Talking about
Was he wasn't a passenger?
No, he was the driver.
The judge came back in court and said, "Sir, I was looking at your record and I saw you never actually had a license." But I think it's like some weird rule in Michigan to where even if you don't have a license, you can still get charged with whatever he was charged with. Like that's how they do it in Michigan, even though he never had one.
Yeah, they can still suspend your license even though you never had one.
Right.
So he still cooked.
Yeah,
cooked, barbecued.
Yep.
And
all that.
You know what's crazy is that all these people who had like a piece of the story, oh, his license wasn't suspended, it was a clerical error. Don't you owe him an apology? No, because even if it was a clerical error, he still didn't have a license.
Facts.
But I think it's just like the time of events that happen. It's like first it comes out he's driving while he doesn't have a license. His license is suspended. Well, he's driving while his license is suspended, so people go crazy over that. Then it gets announced that, oh, it might have been a clerical error, which makes sense because they're trying to trace back the record. He's kind of old, so like they're trying to trace it back. Oh, well, actually, it was just a clerical error. Then they do more digging. It was not a clerical error. He actually doesn't have a license, but he is suspended. So bring his ass back.
They said you got till 6 p.m. tonight to turn yourself in. Yes, go to jail, boy. You better not drop the soap.
Yeah. I would feel so crazy as an attorney trying to argue that. Like, what do you say? What do you say as an attorney?
She couldn't say nothing. She was just like, turn yourself in. You cooked.
Like, you got me up here looking stupid.
That's
how you knew you didn't have
crazy.
A license. Like,
you cooked, boy. You cooked. Barbecue.
It's just then to say you say take the deal. What deal? What deal? Like the deal is if I'm the prosecutor, like yeah, dog, you got a year and a day. Like go to prison, think about life, and come back.
No deal.
The prosecutor ain't offering no deal. They got you red-handed on the Zoom call, driving without a license again.
Again.
What? Oh God. Oh God. Listen. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Again, just want to let everybody know. So the thumbnail was different this week, right? The thumbnail was of a player No words, no suggestions. So this coming Thursday, NFL career quarterback Steve Berline will be in the building next week.
Nice.
Steve Berline, Raider great, Dallas Cowboy. He played for uh, Charlotte, so he's been around the league. He's been around the league. So we're gonna tap his brain. Just get some good questions going out of the way. I desperately want a good Al Davis story. Like, hopefully we get a good Al Davis story. Because I heard when we were talking, before I realized who he was talking, and he was talking about some Al Davis stories. And so hopefully we get a good Al Davis story out the deal, because that'll be great. So we're going to ask Marlo to be nice, because, he played for everybody except the Bucks, thank God. So there's that. But again, for the Gathering of Old Men podcast, thank everyone for coming out. See y'all next week.